Right now, there are so many questions about how the United States government spends its money. Many people online don't understand it, and this is evident post Hurricane Helene. Therefore, I'm going to go ahead and show you the website where you don't have to question how the government is spending the money, because you'll see it written out plain as day how much money is allocated to where and what and when and how. Okay. What you want to do is go to usaspending.gov/explore, and you'll see usaspending.gov. You'll see this immediately on the page. What you want to do is go to agency, because you want to see spending divided by all U.S. government agencies. So before I go into that tab, I'm going to tell you it's just like me giving you a whole bunch of money. Let's say I gave you $1 million. Okay, so now you're going to split that money up and use it for what you need it for. Something may go to the light bill, something may go to the mortgage, something may go, you may have a mortgage account, you may have a light bill account, you might have this account, you might have a mutual fund, you might have all these different things you're going to place your money in. It's not just going to be sitting in one account. Okay. This is what the government means when they say allocate or allocating money. Okay, they're distributing the money and it's being used for a particular purpose. So after the government collects the money, we're going to go into here. It's loading. All right. So here's the obligated amount, $8.7 trillion as of August 2024. And we're going to see the breakdown by agency. So what is the obligated amount? The obligated amount are the funds that are authorized. Okay, so Congress and the president have authorized all this money to be allocated, okay, in different ways. So basically, it's a full group decision of over 500 people, and they determine how the monies are going to be spent. It's not just determined by one person, and everyone is in agreement. They all come together, and Congress determines what, and then the president signs off on it. Okay, the president will also make suggestions. All right, and Congress will look over the suggestions and blah blah blah, and they'll okay, we'll do this much money here, this much money here, this much money here, this much money here. So here you can look at it by these little squares. Okay, the agencies and whatnot. You'll see Social Security Administration. You'll see Defense. You'll see Human Services. But I'm going to go right here instead of here. I'm going to go here. I'm going to click on this. And it's going to break it down like this in a little list, which is easier for me to read online anyway. Okay. So right now you're going to see Department of Health and Human Services and the obligated amount. And then you're going to see the percent of total. Okay, so this is the percent of all the total monies that they got. This is the percentage that's going to the Department of Health and Human Services right there. Then you have the Department of Treasury, the Social Security Administration, Department of Defense, Department of Veteran Affairs. We're going to go to the Department of Homeland Security. So the reason I'm going to the Department of Homeland Security is that's where immigration, money for immigration and immigrants are located. Okay. If you want to know how much money has been allocated to immigration, it is under the Department of Homeland Security. So here's the Department of Homeland Security, and we see the breakdown. In total, the Department of Homeland Security has $122 billion, dollars allocated toward whatever it wants to cover. I should say whatever Congress and the president has approved it to cover. So we have disaster relief under here as well. Federal Emergency Management Agency, Homeland Security. This is FEMA, okay? FEMA has this much money, 31%, meaning it gets the most money right there, okay? You got 31% of it. That's the total. Operations and support, U.S. Customs and Border Protection under Homeland Security, 15% of that, which is that big dollar sign, okay? All of this up here is Coast Guard, Transportation Security Administration, Immigration Customs Enforcement. These are all at the top. So the Disaster Relief Fund, FEMA, is this much. Okay, now watch for immigration. Immigration examination fees, services, under Homeland Security. So what we're going to do is follow this over here. It's that much. It's a big difference, right? Those immigration services are only 4% of this. Here's some more immigration services. The H-1B funded, Homeland Security. That gets 0.02%, meaning that much money, okay, of that 100, whatever that was, billion. Now, if we go back to immigration examination fees, immigration services, we can click on this and it'll give you the breakdown of what that is. Citizenship and immigration services, direct, citizenship and immigration services, reimbursable. And here's the obligated amount that was approved. Same thing, if we go back to the disaster relief fund, FEMA, when we click on this, we'll see how they broke it down. Base, non-major disasters, disaster relief reimbursable activity. And here it is right here. So you really don't have to wonder how much money got allocated to where, because like I said before, it's broken down for you online, okay? And you can go and see how much money would potentially be going to this place. And I'm not sure this much money should be going here. So what JD Vance and Trump and the Republicans are trying to say is that the money is going to the immigrants. It should be going to FEMA that's going to the immigrants. That's impossible. There's disaster relief fund. There's a different fund for disaster relief that Congress decided on prior to, okay? And then all this was already decided upon. And all those trillions of dollars, they were allocated a certain way. And disaster relief got something and immigrant services got something, okay? And that's the obligated amount. And as you saw, disaster relief had the most money. You can also see the Department of Defense, which is how it gets some of the most money. You can see in here payments to military retirement fund, operation and maintenance, Department of Defense working capital fund, Department of Defense military retirement fund. This is the obligated amount that Congress and the president approved. So whenever you say, all of our money is going somewhere, all of our money is going somewhere, only the obligated amount. And when that money is gone, that money's gone. So the obligated amount. So think of it as you have multiple savings accounts at a bank, right? Hopefully you don't, but let's say you have multiple savings account at a bank, okay? So this is where this is what this is, and you say, okay, once this one's gone, it's not going to get any of our other savings out of our other savings account. That's basically how it works. It's not saying that, oh, okay, all of our money is going over here. All of our money, no, it's not. It's already been allocated. Hopefully this video helps.